Esto es todo puro en madera. Eso se encaba, se prensa y después se empieza a trabajar en un torno. Se le dan distintas formas. Así, así.
Estoy curioso porque los cuchillos de mi país son muy diferentes.
Y esto es para apretar el alambre. Los cercos.
¿Cómo?
Esto hace traba y se hace torniquete. Por eso tiene esta forma.
Por eso. Mua ei pätkääkään kiinnosta mikään kaupunkielämä. Tai sanotaan historia joo. Jos kaupungista joku kiinnostaa, niin historia. Mut maaseudulla mua kiinnostaa kaikki. Mua kiinnostaa minkälaiset pellot täällä on, minkälainen maa täällä on, minkälaiset eläimet täällä on, minkälaiset ihmiset, minkälaiset toimintatavat, työskentelytavat. Ihan kaikki.
I don't think Satu is a typical kind of traveller that we find in Argentina. I think Satu is very individual. There aren't that many people like Satu. She's one of a kind. There are many people who think to up sticks, leave their country behind and go live somewhere else, and then decide to go and ride through Patagonia on their own over the mountains. Without any knowledge of where she's going, and so no, Satu is definitely not a typical traveller that we get here. Well, first I left England to go travel, and after a while travelling I wanted to go to a place to stay, to work, to just actually the moving around of the travelling I didn't like so much. It's quite unsettling, so I looked on Workaway, which is a volunteering site for travellers, and I found Pinocchio. And luckily there was a space and they needed someone with some experience with horses, so I came, and I've basically been here ever since. I didn't leave. Well, I got to know Satu here in Pinocchio. First I came back here. I was away travelling, and I came back in winter just for a couple of weeks, and that's when I first met Satu. And then I came back for springtime, and she was still here, luckily. And we spent the whole of spring and summer together working with the horses. I learned a lot from Satu because she has a lot of experience with horse management, and it's always interesting to work with animals, with people from other countries, because they have a different mindset or different experience of how to treat them.
Työntekijä se opetti. Mä oon ite käynyt maatalousoppilaitoksen ja äitin mieleksi kävin lukionkin siinä sivussa. Sillä että justiin nyt läpi pääsin. Mutta kyllä se työnteko on ollut aina se mikä on eniten opettanut. Ja myös sitten eläimet ja luonto, ne on paljon parempia opettajia mitä yksikään peruskoulu tai lukio tai minkään oppilaitoksen opettaja. Voin sanoa kyllä rehellisesti, että on oppinut hevosilta paljon enemmän mitä joiltakin ihmisiltä. Ja mä vois sanoa, että mä opin kieliä tai mä opin matematiikkaa tai mä opin maantieteen, että mä opin elämästä. Mä en ehkä olisi lähtenyt tekemään tällaista reissua Suomessa. Ihan sen takia, että se hevoset on parempia täällä. Niinkö sillä tavalla parempia, että ne on kasvanut villinä vapaana. Ne on koulutettu ja niillä on tehty töitä. Niillä on tehty pitkää päivää töitä. Ne on tottunut siihen, että niillä tehdään pitkää päivää töitä. Et Suomessakin löytyy semmosia varmasti, mutta plus sitten se, että ostaa semmonen hevonen Suomesta, niin se maksaa maltaita. Täällä mä saan ostettua sillä, nyt mitä mä maksoin saattamista sen 600, sulle 600 €. Ja samoja hintoja on toi toinenkin, niin ei mulla ole varaa. Argentiinassa se justiin se asioiden aitous. Se, että sä et voi vaan puhelimella soittaa, että hei mä tarvin tämä ja tuo mulle huomenna. Joo, paketti on postis huomenna mä haen. Se aitous on sitä, että sä joudut itse tekemään. Sä joudut itse ratkaisemaan minkä tahansa ongelman, mikä tulee vastaan. Varsinkin silloin, kun eletään täällä vuorella. Eihän mä voi puhua koko Argentiinasta, mutta niinkö se elämä täällä Pampalla vuorilla, niin se on semmoista. Ja mä ihailen niitä ihmisiä, jotka pystyy elämään niin. Ja toivoisin, että itsekin voisi olla sellainen.
Okay, so here we have a small tourist business, and it's difficult to explain how we run it, because in Argentina it's different to Europe. There's no so many places they don't have like a business plan or an idea. For this year we're going to earn this much money and do this, we have these targets. In Argentina, in general, the attitude is much more like, we earn money, we go to the supermarket and we use it. It's not like, right, we're going to earn money and save it so we can go on holiday in 2 years' time to Barbados. But how we run this? Well, we use volunteers to help us run the place, so that's kind of our labour. And the main thing is looking after the dogs and the horses. And then during the high season, which is winter and summer, we have clients. So looking after the cabins, fixing the cabins if there's anything broken, obviously looking after the clients and feeding them if they want. We have a menu of food, and just making sure we've always got food here, or because it's a long way to go to the supermarket. So when we go to the supermarket, we don't want to come back and then realise we've forgotten the milk. So it's not like you can just nip out the door and go around to the corner shop. Everything has to be a little bit more planned. And there's always, because everything's homemade, everything here Hernan has made with his hands, literally. So things break as well. Anything that's homemade eventually will end its life. So there are always things to be fixed or made, or that's what's nice about here. If you want to do something, you can go and do it. If you decide you want to go and build a cabin, you can build a cabin. The only thing that's stopping you is getting the resources, the wood or what have you. Okay, so life here, in some respects, is really different to life in Europe or the UK where I'm from. But also, there are similarities. When you think about other countries, those other countries are much more extreme. But here it's just everything goes slower, everything's a bit more backward. It's just a younger country, and the mentality of the people, it just hasn't quite been developed yet. You want something and you have to end up driving miles for it, and everything just becomes a little bit more complicated. But at the same time, there's so much space. There's so much land that's untouched. There aren't tourists hiking everywhere like you get in the Alps. I think the main difference I've seen is the work motivation drive. Like in Europe, people get up and they work all day and they want to get something done. Whereas here, it's always like, well, there's tomorrow. That's definitely the main difference.
I was living in Buenos Aires time, not in the downtown, in a little farm, something like a 50 kilometers far away from the capital city, the downtown Buenos Aires, the same province. And well, after a while, with my family, we decided Buenos Aires was getting crazy and crazy, like all the big towns. The idea was try to find something better for the life. In that moment we saw if you have 80 years to live, you need a half of your life to work, another half of your life to enjoy the life. It's not finally you spend your complete life working. In the same moment, that was 2001. In Argentina was a heavy economic problem, a heavy economic crack, where your money in the bank account was taken for the government. It was really a big problem. Mostly of the people who was problems in that moment decide to go to the other countries like Europe or Estados Unidos or whatever. We were thinking, because we had some family in Canaries, like in Spain. We were thinking in that moment, okay, we can go to Spain, but we had in that moment 20 dogs, sled dogs, we had horses in that moment also. So really it wasn't easy. And so in Argentina, because it's a huge country, and in Argentina mostly the people like to live in the towns, in the cities. We have a lot of places like this place, Pirachado, border, without people, nothing. So we was to the Neuquén province government. They talking about of some places where you had like we call it tierras fiscales, like a piece of land, who the only owner is the government. If you have some project or some plan about to do something like a tourist things or something like this, you can get for free the land.
Todavía vamos.
There's not a expensive place to live, just because we bring in all the stuff from the nature. For example, the electricity coming from solar panels, and now we had we bought some solar panel, but the first solar panel, this province, Neuquén province, have a special plans for these areas, remote areas, where they give to you the solar panels, the fresh ground and the batteries, and then you can start your business, and then you can buy more. So it's not really expensive. Also, there is not too much tax. Sure, we don't pay for the water, we don't pay for the light. So in the end, it's pretty cheaper to live here. Just you need maybe more work, because the water is your work. You have your own water company, your own electricity company. So you have to do or fix all the problem for yourself. But then. In this area, the only I think expensive thing to live here, different other cities or other town, is the mobility. In Patagonia, all the places are far away. Sometimes I had to do 200 kilometers just to check an email. In our last 16 years here, no one came to do something. Someone tried to do something like this, like that, but in the end, it's not an easy place to live. At least for the Argentinian culture. We are people from the Pampas. Argentina is Pampas. Grass, Pampas, cows, no mountains. Also, if you want to live in a place like this, you need a good physical conditions. I don't know what happened with me in maybe 10 years. You cannot move too much. You have to spend the day inside of the house because your bones are broken or your joints painfully, I don't know. But well, I like to play for the moment. I spent my last 16 years here, so I think I'm gonna spend more time here. Satu, how do I get Satu? I know Satu because Satu, well, in this place we have a system to work with voluntary workers, or helpers, or goofies. There's different internet platform to work in this system. People who want to know something about a place like this, or in the mountains, or some sport like a sled dog sports or horse ride or whatever, and then they came for a season, longer or shorter, depend. They spend some time here. Well, in that way I know Satu. After more or less 1 year living in America, I think in South America, she can speak and understand perfectly the Spanish. She knows a lot of the gaucho culture, a lot of things. She can spend a different, when she arrived here, she was afraid to talk with the people, but now she understands completely the way to live, the way where we live in Argentina and in America, in Chile also. She was working living in Chile for a long time. So I think she is not like a traditional traveling, like a guy who go and buy the expensive bike to cross the Andes in a bike. No, completely different. Also, she's doing all the stuff herself. She's saving every leather things. Really, she's doing a great job. I am so proud about her. Yeah. Eso es lo ideal.
Y acá ya tenés camino de tierra que te trae para 7 lagos.
Nyt siis eilen tultiin tänne. Tänään käytiin ostamaan kaiken näköistä tarvetta, että mä pääsen rakentelemaan satulaa, valjaita, mahavöitä ja remeleitä, rimaleita. Ja tässä kun keretään, niin lähdetään katsomaan tuonne yhdelle Hernanin tuntemalle estansialle yhtä hevosta. Ja sit se täytyisi ratsastaa tänne, jos mä nyt sen ostan. Mä en oo siis nähnyt sitä, mä oon nähnyt kuvia siitä hevosesta. Se vaikuttaa aika pieneltä, mikä toisaalta on hyvä, mutta jos on, täytyy kokeilla ja katsoa. Jos se on hyvä, niin sit varmaan tuo se tänne. Estoy como obligado a llegar a esa ruta.
No, ya no sé. A la Siete Lagos.
Camino de tierra.
Pero se viene.
Hay pobladores por ahí adentro, hay muchos pobladores. Por ahí tienen muchos huellas por ahí adentro.
Espejo.
Pero hay montañas también y debe ser bastante.
Pero hay mucho.
Sitten kun mä saan nämä hevoset kasaan ja kaikki on kunnossa, niin mä lähdetään ratsastaan kohti etelää.
No están tanto miran tal como acá. No. Es un bosque más
árboles muy grandes.
Hay algunos lugares que
inclinados así.
Pero de cualquier manera, de cualquier manera tenés que conocer porque si no te metes esos bosques vas a parar.
no te vas a...
Se nykymaailmassa ihmiset varmaan elää niin sijoittua elämää, että se on hirveän vaikea lähteä extemporeen. Ja sä et tiedä kauan kestää, sä et tiedä onnistuuko se. Et eihän mäkään tiedä. Mä tein varmaan ensimmäiset muutaman päivät tuossa aika lähellä jotain lenkkiä, katoin, että niin varusteet pysyy kasassa, hevoset pysyy kasassa, ihtit pysyy kasassa. Ja ei mulla niin mitään semmoista hirveä varmaa päämäärää ole, mikä niin pitäisi saavuttaa. Sen on tässä vuosien varrella oppinut vaeltamisesta, että on parempi nauttia siitä matkasta kuin miettiä sitä päämäärää.
Justo fue, la última vez que lo vi viajaba para operarse o hacerse un control de salud.
¿Siempre viaja a España? No, Francia o España.
No, bajaba a Francia, pero después el año pasado, o este año viajó a Estados Unidos. Porque tuvo una complicación con algo y viajó. No quiere morir el gallo.
Ahora estuvo comiendo como comía lento.
No, era gorda, claro, se descarnó todo, pero
In Europe, horses are pets, more or less. Okay, there are race yards or that use horses for work or to make money, but here horses are like a commodity. People use a horse to go from A to B, or they have goats and they use the horse to keep the goats in the fence because they're riding the horse around. People exchange horses, you know, okay, right, you have two, I have one, we'll swap them. So here in Argentina, and I know in Chile also, when the way they break in the horses is very different, the way they make them tame. Here, not every place, there are methods where it's really gentle, but it can be quite violent, and that definitely makes a difference to horses. They're much more subservient to humans. But also how they break them in is they take them wild and break them in, whereas often in Europe, if there's a foal, we have a lot of contact with the foal, and so by the time it comes to breaking it in, the foal has a different relationship with the human, so it becomes less, I don't know, difficult to explain, but here they literally take the wild horse and they can make it tame in a day. They can ride it in a day, it's incredible.
Eli miten se Hernan sanoi, että olisiko se 60 tai jotain tuo matka. Et ei se niinku missään kohdassa tuntunut, että se olisi mitenkään väsynyt. Tosi rento, rauhallinen, ei säiky. Ainoastaan justiin tässä lopussa, kun oli märkää ja tuulee ja rekka tuli kulman takaa suoraan naamalle, niin siinä se vähän säpsähti pari kertaa. Mutta hirveä fiksu. Mut vähän jääräpäinen kanssa, mikä on toisaalta ihan hyvä. Et kyllä mä uskon, että me tullaan hyvin juttuun.